greetings, mortals. I am Natus, one of the rulers of the underworld, or specifically the ruler of Manga Hell. And today we'll be reacting to the newest chapter of Four Knights of the Apocalypse series, chapter 60, titled Liones in Flames. Well, not really in flames, more like somewhere in the east side there being a bit of a fire that's causing a bunch of people in that area to be running away, but technically there are fires in Liones that are meant to destroy it, or at the very least cause some much of the damage, but details are details. Let's instead focus on what actually happens in this chapter. And this chapter is finally going to be revealing away to us, and oh boy, is going not what I was expecting, but to be fair, there were hints that we should have seen this kind of thing coming. But yes, anyways, with that said, let's get into this chapter properly. So the first page we get is a little page that just shows us a bit, I guess, a bit of a size difference between Pelgard and Percival, with Pelgard being all kind of confident, and the funny thing is his body looks chibi, yet his head looks normal, so it kind of looks even more hilarious now, as he's all like smirking with his arms crossed, while Percival is his full chibi mode looking up at him. And yeah, the gap is kind of like Percival's hat is below his hips. Like Pelagard's hips are bigger than are above Percival. So yeah, nothing really unexpected. But anyways, let's get to the proper chapter as we have Percival reacting to Pelagard being there. But Percival's like, Pelagard, why are you in Liones? Which is kind of funny how he has Percival's like these more goofy panels. So it's like Daddy, why are you here? I don't want you here, kind of thing. As then we have Pelagard be like, Gah ha ha ha! I came all the way here from the England forest to pursue you, yeah. Pretty quickly, in all honesty, Pelagard, like, how did you get, do you have some kind of teleportation spell or something that you got here so quickly? As then we have that Pelio, whatever his name is, saying, you're not involved in this. Stay out of here, kid. Yeah, clearly not, considering how this guy reacted to seeing him finally. As then we have Pelagard be like, no, you can leave us be now. As that Pelagard is like, what? As Pelagard is like, I've got business with this kid. That sounds sus, Pelagard. Sounds extremely sus. As then Pelagard just says straight up, Percival of the Four Knights of the Apocalypse. As Percival gets a bit grit, like a bit serious. Which I gotta be honest, kind of funny how Pelagard just immediately admitted this whole thing. As then we have Pelio be like, this little kid? So I guess Pelio was aware of the Four Knights of the Prophecy? Okay, can someone please explain to me how exactly does this knowledge of the Four Knights of the Prophecy goes in Liones? Because it seems like only the very few people actually knew about it, yet this random Ruby Knight knows about it. Maybe because was an old friend with Gopher, so maybe that's why he gets some privileges. But still, it's kind of weird. But yeah. Anyways, then we have Pedro be like, wait, that makes her even more suspicious. Yes, that's what makes him more suspicious, like he knows about the prophecy. But then Pedro says, commoners should know about the Knights of the Prophecy. Why do you? Yes. Wait, didn't he say in the last chapter that you have to be a holy knight from somewhere? So why is Pelio thinking that he's a commoner? He's clearly supposed to be, at least you know he's a holy knight from some other kingdom. Worst case scenario, he's a holy knight from Camelot. But yeah, I guess while Pelio is saying that, the real commoners are like, oh, it's over, come on, more, you can do it, holy knight. So it's kind of funny how they're like, wait, this is saying you can do it, holy knight, like he's in danger while because let's be real, that is true. Like we saw from earlier bit of the fight where we saw between Pelagard and Pelio, it's clear Pelagard is the better, strong one here. But yeah, anyways, then we have Pelagard be like, heh. And then we have Donnie immediately going to an overprotective big bro mode as he just grabs Percival and puts him back. It's like, because he's Pelagard, the Black Knight, and he's after Percival's life. And then Pelagard just like all covered like, you're here too, troublemaker? And then Belly was behind. I'm like, what? It's kind of funny how Belgot's like completely chill and just like, oh, you're here as well. Well, but Donnie is like, oh shit, Percival, you're in danger. And Belly was like, what? Oh no, he's one of the knights who works for Arthur. Not sure how the Black Knight epithet would really get the dots together, or maybe does Belga have more reputation amongst Liones? I mean, I do have a theory that Pelgat is amongst Arthur's elite knights, since, Arns did call him your royal knight, so I'm assuming that means, but I'm not really sure. And as to get even more confusing when it comes to these knights, we have Peludin State, a knight of chaos. No wonder he was so menacing. So, Holy Knights in Camelot now referred to as Knights of Chaos because that has been used pretty consistently right now for the last couple of chapters. So I'm curious if that's the case. So yeah. Anyways, we have Palio be like, but even so, I'm amazed he just walked right into enemy territory. I guess that's surprised that he just went in. I would think that his reaction would be, wait a minute, if once hit, does that mean there's some kind of invasion attack or something? I mean, it's not like you knew him. I mean, Donnie literally had to tell you his name as well as the Black Knight epithet for you to connect the dots. So I'm not exactly sure if you guys know any of the Knights of Chaos, how they look about their armors. But yeah, anyways, there we have Blago just turning to the side, and while he was like kind of smirking and smiling when it came to Donnie and Percival, to Pele was just like, trash? Let me warn you, don't try to stop me by yourself for glory or whatnot. I mean, he didn't say trash, but that's kind of the face he's giving up right now. Like, dude, you guys can do whatever you want for the glory, but you find me, it's just gonna end up in you asses being beaten the shit off. And then we have Palio getting a bit more serious and more badass as he unsheaths his sword and throws it to the side. He's like, well, sorry, we're not out for glory. I think it's kind of like it's kind of like a weird pose that he's in, like he spreads his legs, and then we see two holy knights showing up. One just seems to be a random holy knight, while the other one seems to be that invisible guy from the weird things. I think his name's Anjiba. I can't remember exactly what his name is called. But yeah, those two show up, which is wait a minute. Actually, I think I have this holy knight on in the volume, but yeah, whatever. He's basically just be like, "All right, we are going for a fight here." And then we have Donnie, sorry not having Percival with him, with as Donnie's like, "More holy knights." Then I was like, "From where?" And then I was like, "Lawrence Knight, show me business." I guess this is supposed to be a bit of a impressive feat. I don't know, really not. You would think every place would have knights that would just show up immediately when there's trouble. But yeah, anyways, then we have Balga just spinning and walking to the table. Especially they're like, you can't escape, Palgad. Who is that he's escaping? He's very clearly not trying to. I mean, you don't really walk slowly as all hell when you try to escape. I mean, if anything, you start running for the hills, if anything. But the Impel guy just grabs his cape, puts it on, is like, heh. Then he just spins his cape around. As the cape spins around, it engulfs Pelga in his armor, and now he's all ready for battle as he starts to slam his staff and shield on the ground. It's like, then I'll push my way through by force. I will achieve my goals. So yeah, he's ready. Pelga is ready for battle. Now, unfortunately, we cut away from this epic battle, but fortunately, we do cut back to it. As we for now cut away to some random place as we see a bunch of rain pouring through, as we see a mysterious shadowy individual, well, not shadowy, just mysterious individual walking through with the Holy Knight shoes as it clings, we see some kids be like, hey, that big lady's crying. Yeah, as they we see where Solder was for the last couple of chapters, it's like sniff, sniff, and she's on the balcony, in a very romantic place, by the way. As it's also like, I'm an empty vessel. I've parted ways from patrician. There is no meaning, no value to me living on. Wait, what? Alright, wait, alright. Pachian said when she was first showing off that that she's very prone to exaggerations, all that. So does that mean that every time something like that happens, she just kind of runs away and thinks that there's no meaning to her be alive or anything? Weird, and may actually make you wonder if this is actually. But yeah, anyways, while she is all saying that, someone says, "What's wrong, young lady?" As she so is listen, here's that, and he just looks down as this other person is like, "May I join you one moment?" And then Sora immediately turns her head away from the individual, and she's like, "Leave me alone, please." As then she's a bit, being a bit pissy, as this other person with very feminine eyeballs is saying, "I can't leave a woman in tears alone." Is Zero also saying, "I don't need to the platitudes of strangers. I know more than anyone how unattractive I am." Yeah, I don't think so. I think you're exaggerating. But then we have this person putting their hands over Isolde's shoulder as they're like, "Please don't say anything so sad. Tears are ill-fitting for someone of your lovely looks." And then Isolde is starting to get a bit blush of being, complimented for her looks. As then we have her saying, "Don't tease me. A woman over 6 feet tall, good at nothing but feats of strength. Even I know how poorly I suit that man." Surprisingly enough, is well, that's exactly what people are looking, manga readers are looking for in women. To be some thick ladies, well, big ladies, who can do nothing but beat the shit out of someone. I'm kind of wondering if a bunch of us are masochists. Doing that question stuff I do. But anyways, then we have this person like, "I envy that man if you think so much of him." As this person puts the hand that was rubbing her shoulders first, now going onto her hips, as so even says to her, thinks to herself, "My hips?" And then this person says, "To me, you are more than lovely enough." As then so it gets even more blushful. As then we have this person like, "No need to give time to a small-minded man who would chide you for your height. Join me and let's discuss love together." As then we have his like, I may be jilted, but I am not weak enough to fly right into another man's arms. Me, my body, it's all for his sake." So yeah, so I guess it's always not dumb enough to go for any charmer. Oh, by the way, Isono says, "What cheek?" So I'm guessing this person has now went from hips to Isola's butt. Which, to be fair, if you every time she shows up, we get an upper skirt shot of her. So I'm not really surprised that we got this kind of joke with her as well. Makes me wonder if we're actually going to see it properly in the anime. But yeah, anyways, as Isolde is looking on, she hears some rumbling in the town, and Isolde's like, "What the hell?" As she slaps this person's hand away, which is kind of a nonchalant reaction to it, considering the fact she was possibly being grabbed there. As then we have, so saying, people are fleeing the eastern gate, as we see a bunch of people running away, as we see the three holy knights getting ready for attack, we see Balgard going there for shot, well, jumping into Faye, the guy with a mace going for a hit mace attack, as well as that weird thing, is a guy disappearing for his surprise attacks. But anyways, we first get, I guess, Bell jump around Balgard to get the mace guy into like a spinning distance to strike at him. As Belga just blocks it with his shield saucer thing. Then the weird things guy shows up and slashes him from the back and just kind of moves him backwards a bit. As then we get some random knights be like, "Everybody run! The holy knights will be fighting!" As they are like, hooray! Wait, what? Hooray? Seriously, everyone's happy that the holy knights are fighting? I guess it's been a pretty awesome battle or something, but still. And then, but someone else is screaming like, "We equal!" As then we cut back to the fight as Percy was like, "I'll join you!" And then Pellier was like, "Thank you, child, but no." As Percy was a bit shocked that he said that this knight said no, since this guy knows that Percy was a whole another power, so he should be really strong, even if he does look like a child. But Pellier's just like, "Don't blame me for it. As Holy Knights, our job to protect the fool of the prophecy." So yeah, I'm really curious on what exactly does the prophecy say fully. if they, do not have if they are enemies to the kingdom of Camelot, yet allies to Lioness. But yeah, but then we have Pelio get ready as Pelgot shows up to strike him, but Pelio immediately dodges it as the Weird Flames got through some of these spinning knives as that maze guy gets ready to strike him as well. But then Pelio just dodges this everything as Pelio just comes for a slice as he successfully did manage to slice a bit of Pelgot's leg, like just a tiny bleep, like just enough for a blot. As Pelgot's like, got you now! As then Pelgot is being the realistic one here is like, how is this cut getting me? Yes, but then immediately when Pelgot says this, Pelgot drops his mace. Pelgot is like, what? And then he immediately when he's looking down his mace, he moves his head high up. At least that's how it looks like, but I'm guessing it's supposed to be a bit different. As then Pelgot's like fully says, what? As then Pelgot thinks to himself, what on earth? What? I meant to lift my weapon up, but I dropped it on the ground. I tried to turn my head right, but it went left. So I guess it was like left to right thing, or right to left, but it's kind of weird since it kind of looks like he just like looked down then up. But then we have Percival's group noticing that as one of them is like, "What's he doing?" Unless it's supposed to be Anne. As then we have Pelio be like, "Is well actually Pelio be like, is this some mental trickery?" As then we have Pelio explain to his ability, and then Pelio says his ability is like it's called perverseness. Under my magic, you may only move in the opposite manner of your will. So Pelio has this kind of similar to Shinji's Shikai ability. Okay, it's a kind of an interesting ability that's really a bit, tricky to get around to, especially if you're used to fighting a certain way. But from what I've heard, apparently a lot of times we have captors like this, they always fight opponents who just have a way around it. Either they are smart enough to get used to it after a few seconds, or like we're gonna see here, it doesn't really matter about this. You just gotta make it more dangerous, if anything. As then we have Nazis be like, that's a fearsome one. As John was like, yeah? As they react to that ability. As they have Belgard like kind of trying to get used to it a bit, like he's trying to get used to his arms, but it's not working. As then Pelgard's like, you're mine now, as the other two knights go for a fight. But then we immediately get Pelgard just sending a bunch of his blaze ability at them and everyone, which, far enough, it seems like uh, it actually is avoiding Percival and his gang. As then we have Pelgard like, what? As then we get the other two knights getting engulfed in flames since they were closer to their attacks, which I'm not sure if this means they are burned to a death now or just burned a bit. As then we have Pelgard saying, then I will crush you using nothing but my magic. Which is kind of true. Pelgard, like this, I'm not sure this person's ability actually works on magic as well. There's a bit of debate there. But I feel like Pelgard's just like, alright, I will not use magic to hurt Percival's gang or something. I mean, that's how I'm assuming is happening. So we'll see how that is actually works. And also, I'm wondering how long that professional ability is, since I doubt, an actual fight is gonna be used, since Pelka doesn't seem to be one of those characters that will actually be able to adjust to that thing, to this professional ability. But yeah, anyways, then we see like a giant fire, so we even get from even so I can see it, and a very weak skirt shot of Isolde. Like I said, like we don't see a very probably just kind of like a bit of a like whoosh from the wind. As then there's like a big boom, especially watching it, and then so it's like, what on such magic? So I guess this confirms that that Balgot is at least strong, is at least has enough magic to impress someone from Trishan's platoon. So anyways, then we see some barrels and some debris engulfed in flames going towards his soldier, as the soldier like be like and blocks it. I'm guessing this means because his soldier doesn't have any long range destructive capability, so it's best case for her is to just like block it. But this is like a really weak way of blocking it. But I think this is just supposed to be moved like this, like a stereotypical a weak comes with distress, needing a strong rescuer to show up and save the day. I'm gonna say that's what this is actually supposed to be. I'm gonna say it's like gonna be a very long. I wouldn't be surprised if she could literally tank these flaming barrels. It's just supposed to look more epic for the reveal. So, anyways, then there's a person that's been next to us all this whole time. He's like, wonderful, such a fine mood we had going, and it's ruined. Which, considering the fact that this person was apparently grabbing Isola by her butt, it may very well have been a very good mood. But anyways, we see this person like staying their hand as they make a little beam of light. As then there's barrels and all this debris gets destroyed immediately in tiny pieces and goes around it. As Isolde sees this, and so they're like, huh? What did you just do? Who are you? As we get a bit of a closer shot of her eye, and when she's still a bit blushing. As then we get the reveal and the final bit of the chapter, where this person revealing to be I am the Master of the Sun, Gawain! And yeah, and in case you're wondering, Gawain is a woman! And not just that, she's that lady that we've seen walking when Tristan's platoon, when she split up from the Tristan platoon to go to Gawain to kill him. Which funny enough means that they were actually very close by, just they completely missed it because they had no idea what Gawain looks like. So yeah. Now as for Gawain's design, by the looks of things, she seems to be bigger than Isolde. Wow, these 16-year-olds should grow up fast these days. She also seems to have like the stereotypical bus shoes for an holy night that they have for some reason. So what the hell is up with this shoot? As well as it actually, now I think, look at this, these shoes actually look like they would fit that armor as well. So I feel like they should have also been looking at the shoe spot, but again, I'm not exactly sure these bottom shoes work with the other things. I can actually see why they would be kind of armor. But the top part just seems to be some kind of like a black, less outfit. Like, it's like how you expect for a female to have be underneath the armor. Well, of course, there's nothing being built up their chest part. And she also seems to be a bit thick on the thicker side. And yeah, she also has black hair and not sure on the eyes color. So yeah, and very short hair, black hair. Like basically how we saw her in the last chapter as we see it. So looking at her as just the fires coming at. As it's so very shocked. Wait, the guy who was trying to seduce me was a chick, not a guy? So yeah. Now while we're talking on the whole guy chick thing right now, this is because people are confused on the gender right now because when the prophecy was first told, it was that was referred to as all of them being referred to as boys, like men. Well, now Gawain's clearly a chick here. Now, there's also some fears that maybe Sunshine's ability, since a lot of people say that Gawain has now Sunshine, which is probably the case that Gawain does have Sunshine. Not happy about that front because I didn't want Sunshine to be what one of the four knights has, but lots of things seems like Sunshine is what Gawain has. I mean, she did just refer to herself, I am the master of the sun type of thing, but we'll see how this goes. But yeah, go or how Sunshine's gonna be used. Although it'd be actually funny if it's not Sunshine going just has some kind of different type of sun magic. Like, oh yeah, no, my magic puppet itself is sun. Like I have sun powers. It's not Sunshine at all. So it's there doesn't seem to be anything like how it was with Askino, where he kind of bulked up and bulked down during the time, which does make me kind of wonder how Gawain looks at night, which is actually what people think that Gawain's gotta be a boy when the sun goes down. But I personally feel it would be better to just have Gawain be a chick. Like I have really no problem, and besides, I think it was referred to as Belcher's prophecy being mostly correct, so it's easy to confuse. Plus, Gawain's haircut isn't like the most feminine haircut, so it's possible it's just like 16-year-old and small frame or something. I don't really know. We're gonna get more information in later. So yeah, how I feel about going for now or about going now. I like going so far. The fact that she's a womanizer and the chicks is also is a good thing. Well, I just prefer this kind of troping switch. Oh, by the way, something that I read is that apparently Gawain is also known as the Knight of Maidens. So yeah, if that turns out to be the case with Gawain, this Gawain is also the Knight of Maidens, but she's also a chick, is also gonna be very funny. Design right now seems pretty cool. Like I'm not a big fan of the Holy Knight armor type of thing, like literal Holy Knight. like when you think of a holy thing. But Gawain's armor looks decent enough, and I'm curious how she'll look like when she'll wear it. Although we did kind of see a bit of it in the flashback, well, when that little panel where Tristan was thinking about her. Well, thinking about her, yes. So I'm a bit wondering how that's gonna be. Although to be fair, I do expect that all of the outfits that the main groups are in right now could be switched pretty soon, or the very least, the one the best for group is wearing. So I wouldn't be one surprised if going with some different upper armor. Also, something I would find hilarious is if the reason why Gawain left the castle is not because of any kind of treachery. It's just like I saw the maids you had in the castle and I didn't find them attractive, so I went to Lioness to find some other chick that was attractive because I wanted to end up sleeping with one until the end of the day. Which I would find fine if that was the reason. Like that was the explanation for everything. Like that's the reason. She just wanted to sleep with a beautiful chick until the end of the day. Or as soon as possible. Which I would find hilarious, personally. But yeah, we'll see on that whole gender thing and all that identification or whatever thing you want. I'm not kind of concerned if this like always gonna end up being like a modern comic book female character where they are this X represent this X group and they are this and they're supposed to be superior to this character because they have this character's power but they are better at using it. I hope that's not the case, which is actually one of the reasons why I didn't want Gawain to have Sunshine. But we'll see if how things go. It could just be our first chapter's introductions. We'll see if she's gonna be a American female character or a Japanese female character. Which by the looks of things may be more like a Japanese, and let's hope it's more Japanese. But yeah, we'll see on that front. Now where this is gonna going. I could kind of see there being a battle between Gawain and Belgard right now, because they are in similar facilities, but I could see something else happening. Although I guess it confirms that we have no idea about who are the two cloaked figures that were entering Lionis in the last couple of chapters, considering the fact that Balga pretty much confirmed that he was alone when he came, unless if that Bergia chick from the Dark Talismans was alive, but I doubt it. And Gawain, and this character was Gawain, and that other the girl was, not scared too small for it. So we'll see on those two fronts. But yeah, anyways, these are my reactions to this chapter. I hope you guys leave your thoughts on this chapter in the comments below. Leave your thoughts on what do you think about Gawain and all that good stuff. And also don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future. And that's it. I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time.